Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever witnessed the moment when a nation stops following history and starts writing it? That moment is here. And it belongs to India. For decades, the world's defense race has been dominated by two names, the United States and China. But today the tide has turned. The sun is rising from the east, and its light is reflecting off the steel of three new weapons that will not just level the playing field, they will redefine it. First, the hypersonic missile system, capable of traveling more than 5 times the speed of sound, outmaneuvering every defense shield that the West has boasted about. This is not just speed, this is precision married to unstoppable power. Second, the AI-powered autonomous combat drones, eyes in the sky that think, react, and strike in real time without a single pilot risking their life. They can coordinate with ground forces, neutralize threats before they emerge, and make split-second decisions faster than any human commander. Third, the quantum-encrypted defense network, the invisible shield that makes cyber attacks useless. No more stolen blueprints, no more hacked defense systems, only secure, unbreakable communication between command and battlefield. These aren't just weapons, they are statements. Statements that India will no longer be a silent observer in the theater of global power. These innovations send a message to Washington and Beijing alike. The future of defense will not be dictated by the old superpowers alone. This is the dawn of a new balance. One where India's technological genius and strategic vision take center stage. And make no mistake, the world is watching. The question now is not whether India can stand shoulder to shoulder with the US and China. The question is, how long before it stands ahead of them? India is entering a new era of military dominance, challenging the long-standing lead of the United States and China. This shift represents far more than just the acquisition of advanced weapons. It is the result of decades of strategic investment, technological innovation, a growing confidence in India's ability to stand as a global power in its own right. For years, the narrative in global defense circles has been predictable. The United States and China at the top, competing for supremacy while other nations work to catch up. India was often viewed as a strong regional power, but not yet in the same league when it came to sheer military innovation and strategic reach. However, this perception is rapidly changing. India's recent breakthroughs in defense technology, particularly in hypersonic weapons, autonomous combat systems, and quantum-encrypted networks, are rewriting the rules of modern warfare. These advancements are not mere incremental improvements. They are disruptive technologies that can alter the balance of power on a global scale. A nation's military dominance today is not solely determined by the size of its army or the number of fighter jets it owns, but by its mastery over next-generation systems that combine speed, precision, intelligence, and security. In this context, India's emergence is significant because it demonstrates that innovation is no longer monopolized by the established superpowers. By developing weapons that rival and, in some aspects, exceed those of the US and China, India is signaling to the world that it is prepared to be a decisive force in international affairs. This is not just about prestige, it is about deterrence, leverage, and strategic autonomy. The ability to challenge the dominance of two of the most powerful military nations means that India can negotiate from a position of strength, protect its interests more effectively, influence global security policies in its favor. Moreover, this transformation is happening at a time when geopolitical tensions are rising and alliances are shifting. Nations that can independently defend themselves while also contributing to the security of others will have the most say in shaping the future. India's push into the top tier of military capability also inspires other nations, especially in the developing world, proving that technological excellence and military readiness are achievable without being dependent on foreign powers. It marks the beginning of a multipolar defense environment, one where the balance of power is shared among more than just two global players. India's role in that balance is becoming increasingly undeniable. The hypersonic missile system represents one of the most transformative advancements in India's defense arsenal, positioning the nation at the forefront of next-generation military technology. Capable of traveling at speeds exceeding Mach 5, which is more than 5 times the speed of sound, these missiles drastically reduce the reaction time of enemy defense systems, making interception almost impossible. This speed is not just about how quickly a missile can reach its target, fundamentally changes the nature of warfare by compressing the decision making window for adversaries and rendering traditional defense mechanisms obsolete. Beyond speed, hypersonic missiles offer unparalleled precision thanks to advanced guidance systems that allow them to maneuver mid-flight and adjust to shifting target conditions. This combination of velocity and accuracy ensures that critical enemy infrastructure. Command centers or strategic assets can be neutralized before they can respond. The strategic advantage of hypersonic weapons lies in their ability to bypass even the most sophisticated air defense systems that superpowers like the United States and China have invested heavily in. Unlike conventional ballistic missiles, which follow a predictable trajectory, hypersonic missiles can travel at low altitudes, take unpredictable flight paths, evade radar detection for most of their journey. For India, the deployment of such a weapon is not merely a display of technological prowess, but a significant deterrent against potential aggressors. It sends a clear signal that any threat to national security can be met with a rapid and precise counterstrike, leaving opponents with no time to mount an effective defense. The development of these systems also reflects India's growing expertise in advanced propulsion technologies, material science, and aerodynamics, fields that were once dominated by a handful of superpowers. Achieving mastery in hypersonic technology elevates India's status in global defense circles, opening opportunities for strategic partnerships and technological collaborations with other nations that seek access to such cutting-edge capabilities. Furthermore, hypersonic missiles can be integrated into a variety of launch platforms, from land-based cells to naval vessels and even future air-based systems, offering flexibility in deployment and strategic planning. This adaptability ensures that India can tailor its offensive capabilities to specific scenarios, whether in regional conflicts or in the broader context of global power projection. The possession of such technology not only strengthens India's defense posture, but also reshapes the regional security architecture by compelling neighboring countries and global powers alike to reconsider their military strategies and diplomatic approaches toward India. AI-powered autonomous combat drones represent a groundbreaking shift in modern warfare, giving India a decisive edge in both offensive and defensive military operations. These drones are not simply remote-controlled machines. They are intelligent systems capable of processing real-time battlefield data, making independent tactical decisions, executing complex missions without the need for constant human oversight. Equipped with advanced sensors, high-resolution imaging systems, and sophisticated targeting algorithms, they can identify, track, and neutralize threats with pinpoint accuracy, even in hostile environments where traditional aircraft or ground units would face significant risk. The integration of artificial intelligence allows these drones to adapt to rapidly changing combat scenarios, assess enemy movements, and coordinate with other units, whether they are in the air, on the ground, or at sea. This level of coordination ensures that military responses are faster, more precise, and less prone to human error. One of their most significant advantages is the ability to operate in high-risk zones without endangering the lives of pilots or soldiers, making them ideal for surveillance, reconnaissance, and targeted strike missions deep inside enemy territory. These drones can remain airborne for extended periods, covering vast areas and gathering critical intelligence that can shape strategic decisions. In offensive operations, they can launch precision strikes against enemy command centers, weapon stockpiles, or mobile targets with minimal collateral damage. In defensive scenarios, they can serve as the first line of response, intercepting threats before they reach vulnerable areas. The versatility of AI-powered drones means they can be programmed for swarm tactics, where multiple drones work together to overwhelm and disable enemy defenses, a strategy that could neutralize even heavily fortified positions. Developing such advanced systems showcases India's growing capability in artificial intelligence, robotics, defense integration, fields that are becoming the foundation of future warfare. It also signals a shift away from dependency on imported systems. Indigenous production of AI combat drones strengthens self-reliance and reduces vulnerabilities associated with foreign supply chains. Furthermore, these drones can be customized for different terrains and conflict scenarios, from mountainous borders to maritime zones, giving India a flexible and responsive tool for its diverse defense needs. The psychological impact of possessing an autonomous fleet is also considerable, as it acts as a powerful deterrent, dissuading adversaries from initiating conflict when they know they could face swift, precise, and relentless countermeasures without warning. The deployment of AI-powered autonomous combat drones marks a decisive step toward future-ready armed forces where speed, intelligence, and adaptability are the ultimate weapons in ensuring national security and strategic dominance. The Quantum-encrypted defense network is one of the most revolutionary advancements in India's security architecture, offering a level of communication security that is virtually impossible to breach. Unlike traditional encryption methods that can eventually be cracked with enough computing power, quantum encryption relies on the principles of quantum mechanics. where any attempt to intercept or tamper with the transmission immediately alters the data, the system to a breach. This technology ensures that military communications, whether between command centers, ground units, naval fleets, or air squadrons, remain secure even against the most sophisticated cyber attacks. In an era where warfare is no longer confined to physical battlefields, but extends into cyberspace, the ability to safeguard information has become as critical as the ability to fire a missile. The quantum-encrypted defense network effectively eliminates the risk of adversaries hacking into systems to steal classified information, disrupt operations, or manipulate weapon controls. For India, adopting such a system means securing not only real-time battlefield communication, but also the planning and coordination phases of any operation, ensuring that no hostile power can anticipate or counter strategic moves. This unbreakable security enables faster decision-making, as commanders can share sensitive intelligence instantly without the fear of compromise. It also facilitates seamless coordination between different branches of the armed forces, enhancing joint operational efficiency. The system's resilience against cyber threats gives India an upper hand in conflicts where information warfare plays a decisive role, allowing it to outmaneuver opponents not just through firepower but through superior control of intelligence. Furthermore, developing a quantum-encrypted defense network positions India at the cutting edge of both defense and civilian communication technology, as the same principles can eventually be adapted for critical infrastructure, finance, and government services. Mastery of this technology reduces reliance on foreign encryption systems, eliminating vulnerabilities that come from external dependencies. The mere possession of such a capability acts as a deterrent to potential adversaries. They know that conventional espionage and cyber infiltration tactics will be rendered ineffective. It also strengthens India's standing among global allies, as nations with secure communication channels are more trusted in sensitive collaborations. In a world where information is power, control over secure communication is the foundation of national sovereignty, and the quantum-encrypted defense network ensures that this control remains firmly in India's hands, protecting its military strategies, safeguarding its technological secrets, reinforcing its position as a forward-looking power prepared for the complexities of modern warfare. These technologies are not just weapons, but strategic statements, sending a clear and deliberate message to the world about India's evolving role in global power dynamics. In military history, certain innovations have transcended their technical purpose to become symbols of a nation's strength, ambition, and vision. India's recent advancements in hypersonic missile systems, powered autonomous combat drones, and quantum-encrypted defense networks fall firmly into this category. They do not merely enhance combat capabilities, they reshape perceptions, influence alliances, and deter adversaries in ways that traditional diplomacy cannot. When a nation develops and deploys such cutting-edge systems, it signals not only its technical competence, but also its determination to protect its sovereignty without reliance on external powers. This shift changes the way other countries engage with it, whether in negotiations, trade, or security cooperation. Rivals recognize that any aggression would meet swift and advanced retaliation, while allies see a partner capable of contributing meaningfully to collective defense. These systems also demonstrate India's strategic foresight, as they are tailored for the realities of 21st century conflict, where speed, precision, secure communication can determine victory long before large-scale battles occur. By investing in indigenous research and development to produce such capabilities, India shows that it is not content to merely follow the defense trends set by the United States or China, but is prepared to innovate and lead. This independence strengthens its position in a multipolar world where nations seek to balance relationships without falling into the sphere of any single superpower. The psychological impact of these technologies cannot be understated. For adversaries, represent uncertainty and awareness that their own military planning could be disrupted or rendered obsolete by capabilities they cannot easily match. For India's population, they are a source of national pride, reinforcing the belief that their country has the ingenuity and strength to safeguard its future. On the diplomatic stage, these advancements give India leverage, allowing it to participate in high-level defense and security dialogues as an equal rather than a subordinate. They also serve as powerful tools of soft power, as technological leadership often attracts partnerships, investment, and influence beyond the military sphere. In essence, these weapon systems are statements carved not in stone, but in the very language of power, making clear that India's ascent is not hypothetical or aspirational, but a present reality that must be acknowledged, respected, factored into every calculation of global strategy. India is positioned to not just match but potentially surpass the United States and China in future defense capability. This possibility stems from a convergence of technological innovation, strategic planning, and geopolitical timing. For decades, the global defense hierarchy has been dominated by a few established powers whose military advancements set the pace for others to follow. India, however, is no longer in a position where it is merely catching up. It is now developing systems that could allow it to overtake these powers in specific domains of warfare. The development of hypersonic missile technology gives India an edge in speed and precision that can bypass even the most advanced missile defense systems. AI-powered autonomous combat drones bring a new level of adaptability and rapid response to the battlefield, reducing reliance on human operators while enhancing mission efficiency. Quantum-encrypted defense networks ensure secure communication, effectively neutralizing the cyber vulnerabilities that modern militaries face. The integration of these technologies into a cohesive defense strategy creates a multiplier effect, where each system enhances the performance and survivability of the others. Unlike nations that are heavily invested in legacy systems and slower to adapt, India benefits from the flexibility of building its modern defense capabilities with cutting-edge technology from the outset, unburdened by the inertia of outdated infrastructure. This agility allows for faster innovation cycles, rapid deployment, and more seamless integration across land, air, sea, and cyber domains. Furthermore, India's growing domestic defense industry reduces dependence on foreign suppliers, ensuring that upgrades and innovations can be implemented without external delays or political restrictions. In the broader geopolitical context, India's rise comes at a time when global power is shifting toward a multipolar order, creating opportunities for emerging powers to assert themselves. The United States faces challenges in balancing commitments across multiple regions, while China's rapid military growth is met with resistance and suspicion from neighboring countries. India's ability to position itself as a technologically advanced yet diplomatically balanced power gives it a unique advantage in shaping regional and global security frameworks. This potential to surpass traditional superpowers is not just about possessing superior hardware, but about having the foresight to adapt to the evolving nature of warfare, where speed, intelligence, and secure communication outweigh sheer numbers. If India continues to innovate at its current pace, align its defense policies with its technological capabilities, leverage its strategic geographic position, it could very well redefine what global military leadership looks like in the 21st century.